guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is T. Thank you so much for stopping in. Don't be a stranger. Feel free to subscribe before you leave. Today we are going to be talking everything coffee table. I love the way that this coffee table turned out. I am also going to be giving you a couple of tips and tricks that I use whenever I go thrifting for large pieces like this. And I'm going to talk to you guys about how we got the table to end up the way that it is. So on Instagram, if you are following me, then you already know that I love to do polls, ask you all's opinion. I ask you if you wanted to see the big reveal of the coffee table or if you wanted to see the process and then the reveal. And surprisingly, you guys wanted to see the entire process. So I am going to walk you through what we did. It wasn't a whole lot. It was a lot of work, but it wasn't a whole big, huge, you need all of these tools type thing to get it to where it is today. It was actually quite easy to get it to the state that it is now, but it just took time and patience. If you have watched any of my previous videos, then you guys know that I am no stranger to thrift store purchases, especially when it comes to large pieces of furniture. So we have the breakfast nook table. If you've not seen any of the videos, I'll put all of them in the description box below. But we had the breakfast nook table. I actually purchased it from the thrift store and we redone that. And I did record that. We redid the dining room table. We've redone the this dresser here to turn it into a TV stand. I actually did not record that. That was before my YouTube days, but we've redone quite a bit of furniture in our house. I don't mind to go in and redo something to make it my own versus spending thousands of dollars on a piece of furniture and wishing I could change something. As far as a TV stand, a table, a coffee table, I don't mind bringing those items in from a thrift store and feeling accomplished every time I look at them. That's one of the reasons why I don't mind. So we actually didn't get this table from a thrift store. This table actually came from someone on OfferUp. They had it on there, and of course I talked them down as low as possible. So I got it for a really, really good deal. This is the state of the coffee table when we first brought it home. It's got scratches and little nicks and stuff all in it, so it would definitely have to be sanded down, but it's got markings and it almost makes me feel like it was in a kid's room because it's got fingernail polish and writing all over it. It's got this brown, almost gold tint to it, and it's definitely not my favorite color. The first thing I did was just take a damp rag and wipe down the surface of the table, and just to ensure that there was nothing sticky or anything like that on it. If you aren't new to my channel, then you've seen me use this little hand sander before. It was like 13 bucks from Walmart. I'll have a link in the description box for you guys, but we actually have two of them, so it's gonna definitely come in handy. But all you do is put the sandpaper on there, punch the holes in, and then all of the dust and debris are supposed to shoot up through those holes and into the bag, which in return is supposed to make your workspace a little less dusty. Do as I say and not as I do. Make sure that you have protection. Protect your hands, your face, and your eyes. You want to make sure that you have some sort of goggles on, some sort of face mask on, so that you're not inhaling this stuff, especially when you have an old piece of furniture. You're not sure what type of paint may have been on there, and you don't want to inhale that stuff. Once we were finished sanding the top of it down, we took it over to my husband's workbench and we used a sanding sponge and the hand sanders to sand the bottom half of it. At this point, I had plans to stain it and to not keep it bare, so we did as much as we possibly could. We were covered in sanding dust. Look at all of this dust all over us. You want to make sure that you are wearing a face mask, because if not, this is all of the stuff that you're going to be inhaling. Once we were done, we took the leaf blower and kind of dusted everything off as well as ourselves. And so at this point I had to decide if I wanted to keep it bare or stained, and I chose to keep it bare for now. So at that point, we were pretty much done. I absolutely love the way that it looked. If you have seen my video, my fall home decor video, the decorate with me video, then you have already saw the coffee table and how we decorated it. I will put some clips in here from that to show you how I styled it this year for fall, and I will also have that video in the description box below so you can check that out. We both love the way that it looks in here. Now I'm just gonna give you a few tips, my 5 major tips that I just keep in the back of my mind whenever I'm thrift store shopping, to make sure that I don't bring a dud home, to make sure that I don't bring something home that I'm gonna be like, what the heck did I just buy? I don't purchase everything from a thrift store. We won't go into details about what I will not purchase from thrift stores, but there's quite a bit on my list. Tip number 1, I am not a small girl, so if I can sit on it, then it's sturdy. So usually when I go to a piece of furniture and I shake it, if it's wobbly, I ain't sitting on it. But if it's like, doesn't move, then that means that I could probably plop down on it and it would be fine. So I make sure that it's sturdy enough for me to sit on, and if it is, I'll bring it home. Tip number 2, turn it over and make sure that the bottom is not rotted out. You want to check for all damages. You want to check to make sure that it's not water damaged, to make sure that it's not rotted out. You want to make sure that the piece has been maintained well. So go to the store manager or someone who works there and ask them to get some of the guys who move the furniture. They have guys there that move furniture, and have them turn it over so that you can look underneath to see if there are any damages. You do not want to bring a piece home that has been damaged, trust me. Tip number 3, I never purchase a piece of furniture unless I see the potential in it. When we went to look for a coffee table, I did a ton of research on coffee tables. I looked at square ones, I looked at small ones, I looked at big ones, glass, metal, wood, until I knew exactly what I wanted. And I decided to go with a round coffee table. So I wanted it to be round, wood, and have character, and that's exactly what I got. I knew the potential that that coffee table had, so that's why I decided to purchase it. If I don't have a vision for something, I'm not gonna purchase it. I knew what I wanted the dining room table to be. I knew what I wanted the TV stand to be. Kind of want to make sure you have more than one vision just in case the first one doesn't work out. Which leads me into tip number 4. Can I sand it down? And if I don't like the way that it looks sanded down, can I paint it? So any of the things that I've ever purchased from a thrift store, I wanted to make sure that they were real wood so that I was able to sand them down and see what's underneath all of the paint or the stain, which means no faux wood. I'm not huge on faux wood. I personally don't like it because it's not as versatile as real wood. Because if I sand it down and I don't like it, I want to be able to stain it or I want to be able to paint it. Which brings me into number 5. If I get it home and I sand it down and I don't like it, and then I stain it and I don't like it, and then I paint it and I don't like it, can I sell this piece of furniture? Am I gonna get my money back? If everything on that checklist checks off, then it means that number 5 is gonna be obvious. Yes, you could possibly resell this. You could possibly make some money off of it. I'm not gonna lie, when we first purchased the breakfast nook and I redone it, I was like, I wonder if I could ever sell this. This is where this tip came from. And I put it on OfferUp. I put it on OfferUp just to see if somebody would buy it. And I got so many hits on it. And I was like, okay, good. That's going on my tip list. If it's a big piece of furniture and I end up like, oh my gosh, I don't like this, it doesn't fit in the room anymore, or we decide to move or anything like that, then I want to make sure that I can sell it. So I don't want to put all that work in and then not be able to get my money back out of it if I don't like it in my space. Just one reason why you should definitely have a vision for it. That's why it's on the list. So that is basically all the tips that I have for you as far as purchasing furniture from a thrift store. I always make sure that I follow all of those tips. Make sure that there's no damage, that you have a vision, that you absolutely love the piece, that it can be sanded down or painted. make sure that it's sturdy, and if you don't like it, then you can always sell it. So those are my 5 major tips that I always go through to ensure that I get my money's worth. All right guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate all of your love and support. If you are not subscribed, feel free to do so before you leave. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. All of the information is in the description box, and I'll see you guys in the next one.